Oi, oi, you're right, all right. How's it going? I'm Grant, you're you. This is the Doodle Review coming through with a new album to give a spin, chat some fraff about, and then assign a pointless, arbitrary score to. Today, it's the turn of Knocked Loose. Knocked Loose! And their album You Won't Go Before You're Supposed to. Knock Loose are a hardcore band out of the state of Kentucky in the US of A. They formed in 2013, and since then, over the course of two albums spaced apart with a bunch of EPs and a whole lot of spin kick inducing shows, they've built a strong reputation and an intensely cult like audience. Their pummeling beatdowns, the high register of frontman Brian Garris, the countless clips of calls to the pit that evoke the classic meme, "What the fuck is up, Denny's?" All of this has seen the band riding a thin line towards parody. And if you think I'm talking shit, you obviously haven't fallen into the side of hardcore TikTok that I've been on. But in case you think I'm knocked loose, I'm actually not. As far as I'm concerned, if you have something to parody, it generally means you're doing something well. Nonetheless, that might be why that on this latest album, Knocked Loose have made quite a few strident efforts to innovate on their sound and push the boundaries of what a group can achieve, even when pigeonholed into the tight corner of a genre that is like beat down hardcore. Opener Thirst recalls Code Orange with its brief burst of lead guitar parts that disintegrate like feedback. Suffocate not only brings in an outsider, the YouTuber turned metalhead Poppy, no less, but is also rhythmically based around a Latin reggaeton style beat. This experimentation with rhythm and percussion is also featured on late album favorite The Calm That Keeps You Awake as well, and adds a really nice texture to that chaotic track. Take Me Home is built around a really eerie guitar loop that arrives so suddenly you actually think it's part of the previous track. And this is a really deft example of the smart sequencing on this record because Moss covers all going into Take Me Home, complete opposites though they may be, going from like an explosion to dissonant tinkling, fit together in a way that gives the LP a nice mid-album reset. The Take Me guitar loop, though, just like replaying and replaying again, just the tiniest bit, almost off time. To me, it conjures like horror movie visuals, like a possessed doll pulling itself up the floor with the head all inhumanly stuck on its side, barely lit in the corner of the room. It's a great example of a band building atmosphere without just resorting to like cookie cutter swishing and whooshing atmospheric sounds. While there are many ways Knocked Loose push and play with their form here, it be it like rhythmically, instrumentally, and behind the boards from a production standpoint, the band know what their fans want. Massive riffs, pile driver chugs, and highly dramatic statements that can scream a circle pit into life, and they don't disappoint in this regard. Early on, Piece by Piece is less a song and more a mechanical factory, churning out pit ready chugs in a wonderful assortment of rhythms and speeds. Some of these I just wish would stick around longer. You know, the first round of guitar that accompanies the each passing day it comes in waves lyric in its full speed form is such a sick riff, but the next time around it's changed and slowed down. Although, to be fair, you know, the ominous arpeggiated part of that riff remains and sounds pretty powerful at halftime pace, just ringing out over the rest of the audio punishment. Suffocate, while it might be a poster child for the experimentation on the album to a degree, is still a really effective beatdown track. There's some killer double pedal action, guitar runs that are running all over the neck, and Poppy is a great foil to Garris, maintaining the intensity while feeling like a fresh voice. There are some huge dramatic and slowed down riffs on this record as well, and these create some of its most powerful moments. I'm thinking in particular of the I Dream of a Cleansing Wave segment in Don't Reach for Me, and the massive riff in the very Converge evoking Sit and Mourn. My complaint on this album, though, is probably the same as a lot of modern metalcore or hardcore records, is these fucking guitars sound like shit, man. For the most part, the guitars and the bass are just so compressed and saturated, it robs them of any depth or character. The main rhythm guitars, the chugs, for lack of any better expression, are so grinding. They are grit writ large, grit taking flight as sound. And I understand this as an aesthetic choice. It's so confronting and it certainly has power. And I mean, God help anyone who has Moss covers all land in their shuffle with no lube, because it comes in absolutely mercilessly. But compared to the previous Knocked Loose albums, the guitar tone does nothing for me. And as a listener at home, let's be honest, most of the time listening through earphones, it's just annoying and it does really impede my enjoyment of the album, despite, you know, the arrangements, riffs, and energy just being top notch. The band's previous records prove you don't need to stamp the tone out of the guitars to be effective. Other artists that actually do it well in the same kind of space would be, of course, Converge, but even Comeback Kid's last one, where the guitars don't sound particularly rich in both senses of the word, but they offer some real girth to the sound at least, and those tracks fucking slap. Anyway, complaints on tone aside, this is an intensely enjoyable hardcore record that manages to innovate while retaining the core fan favorite attributes. Obviously, enter with common sense. If you're not into listening to the soundtrack for Spin Kick Circle Pits, this won't be for you. But if that is your kind of vibe, you'll probably love it. And fuck, because this review's coming out like 6 months late, you've probably already heard it. So why am I even talking about it? I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to give this a 6.9 and knock it on the head. That is just what I think. Tell me what you reckon. Let me know in the comments. Hit up some other reviews that I've linked in the description below, other ones that you might like. And if you can be asked to do all that, you may as well subscribe. Stick around, share some thoughts, show some love, or just hold some abuse in the comments. And I'll see you in the next video. Mind how you go. Take care then. Cheers, mate. Bye-bye.